Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Unscripted with Amy Kruzik and
David Ellis.
yes, and today we're going to talk about spiritual, psychological, and psychological entropy. Interesting, right, David?
It is. It is autumn. 'Tis the time to bundle up and, you know, get your winter coats out because it's coming hot and heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, cold and probably light, right?
Yeah.
And so, what we're going to be doing today is talking about spiritual and psychological entropy.
Mm-hmm.
And when we talk about spiritual and psychological entropy, what we're talking about is the absence of the things, the common threads that make us human in terms of our spirituality. And I'm not talking about religion here, guys,
Yeah.
right? There's the basic concepts of kindness, compassion, and all those things. And psychological has to do with your mental health. And entropy dealing with the decline of things. We are reaching a stage where that is all of that stuff is going away. So I don't know what you think about it, Amy, but clearly the world is not in a good place right now.
No, I think it's in this gradual decline, right? Disorder,
Mhm.
disorder, and bedlam, and mayhem, and chaos, and turmoil. I mean, that's even personally people go through that, right? But and then a collective, it's like even like more put on you.
Oh, is that because you live in the US, Amy? I'm sorry.
I,
I'm sorry. I couldn't help that one. I could not
I,
help that. Listen, to my American friends,
yeah,
I don't care whether you're on the right or on the left. It's not looking good for the rest of the world looking at your news media. Oh my God, what's happening?
I
What's happening
know.
down there?
I have no idea. I try not to watch all these things. I really do. I try to stay, but I need to know. In a way, you need to know to
Hmm.
be kind of, educated in what's happening. Um,
Agreed. You
yeah,
have to keep abreast of what's happening.
yeah,
You never know when something might pop off in your area, right? Literally
right,
and figuratively, right?
right.
So,
I'm, yeah. I mean, I don't know. If you take the spiritual side of things,
mhm,
right? So let's say this in the US that's happening, it's
mhm.
like, well, does your spirituality get stronger because of it, or does it be like, oh my God, what's the use? I mean, y- you know what I'm saying? So I think people spirituality can be stronger during these times of things.
I remember when I was young and I went to Sunday school.
Hmm.
I was forced to go to Sunday school, more like. And I remember them talking about the end of days.
End of
And
time.
I'm like, oh, I'm living this now. I'm living it right now. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on in the world. We have a slippage of morals, ethics. Common decency is now old fashioned, a thing of the past.
Mhm.
And in some cases, people take active aggressive steps to make sure that the things that you did were right before, such as I don't know, hold the door open for a woman, are
Mhm.
now a bad thing
Yep.
because now it's sexist now, right? I was reading a few articles on that topic, and I'm like, this is all going so horribly wrong for everybody.
Yeah, it is. It is. What I feel so like in such a little like little capsule of time
Hmm.
that I don't know what happened when you look to the outside. It's like, well, what happened to the times when we grew up and we were able to just go outside and play and come home when the streetlights came on and not have a care in the world. Do you remember
Yeah,
those days?
yeah, I remember those days. I think a number of events have happened. I want to concentrate on two major events that have happened in our lifetimes. The advent of social media
Oh yeah.
and its symptoms, and we actually have some statistics. We came prepared today, and also the COVID-19 pandemic.
Yeah.
These are the two major things that have happened in our lifetime that has caused a major shift in spirituality and psychological health in a lot of people. And these are unprecedented times and unprecedented events have happened, but it actually swayed public health in a very, very negative way. And the thing about it is that even though we're saying this and we're on social media and we're saying it, people will hear us and still be addicted to the things that we're talking about here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So today we want to talk about these things. I also want to just give you real statistics from real sources. You guys can check out the sources. Here are some data points, right? So we're talking about the Kaiser Family Foundation in 2021 did their research. The first thing that they found was increased anxiety and depression. A study conducted by the Kaiser Family Foundation found that 41% of adults in the United States reported symptoms of anxiety or depressive disorder during the pandemic. The statistic highlights the widespread mental health challenges faced by individuals post COVID 19. This is after COVID 19 and underscores the need for mental health support. Okay, so that's from the Kaiser Family Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
But it goes on. According to the report by the CDC, that's the Center for Disease Control, 25.5% of respondents for their study aged 18 to 14, that's really, really young,
Yeah.
reported having seriously considered suicide in the past 30 days during the pandemic. This alarming statistic illustrates the severe impact of the pandemic on younger populations and the urgent need for targeted mental health interventions. Okay, that's from the Center of Disease Control and Prevention in 2021. All right. And the third statistics I would like to bring where COVID 19 was concerned was worsening mental health among different demographics. And that study was conducted by the National Institute of Mental Health. The National Institute of Mental Health reported that there was a significant increase in mental health crises among adults overall, with 31% of respondents indicating that their mental health had worsened since the onset of the pandemic. The statistic emphasizes the broadening reaching effects of COVID 19 on mental health across various demographics. So this wasn't a white problem or a black problem or an Indian problem or an Asian problem. This was a worldwide problem, and the people that it affected the most were vulnerable populations 18 to 24, which is kind of interesting to me because that's when you're just beginning to live and experience adulthood. But I wonder, and I'm wondering why we didn't bring up statistics, why they didn't check the impact on the young people who were locked inside their houses,
Yes.
the young people who would normally play out on the streets and so on. And I'm going to guess it's because it's a lot more horrifying than what I just read you.
Oh, yeah, I believe so. I believe it's higher than that.
Yeah.
I do. Kids were not being able to go to school to socialize and be with their friends. They couldn't even do that. They had to do school online,
Yeah.
you know? So, yeah, they were.
There's, yeah, they had to do school online and they were taught fair at a very early age, right? So you had to stay 6 feet away from people,
Yeah.
which for children is never a good thing in terms of their socialization process
No.
and their developmental process. And so what it taught them was fair at an early age. A lot of people, when I say that, they're like, okay, so what's the big problem? They'll grow out of it. No, 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 no.
No.
No, when you are young and you are taught to fear becomes embedded in you, and it is extremely difficult to get it out of you. Which is why you let children play outside. They climb trees, they fall out of trees, they get back up, they get bruised, they fall down. Helicopter parenting breeds dysfunctional children.
Mhm.
And what COVID 19 did, it forced helicopter parenting. And a lot of people are not talking about this concept. right? And
Yeah.
so I think a lot of these kids are going to be very, very messed up if they
Yeah.
aren't already. And it's not going to take long for the effects to show up. It's showing up right now. A lot of these kids are losing their minds.
Yeah, because the kids were home studying, the parents then had to function in a way that they were working at home, trying to get their kids online for
Hmm.
school, right? So they had to juggle things. But I think that then that brings it even more double helicopter parenting because they had to make sure that they were online
Hmm.
and doing all the things that not goofing off, not doing that. Where when you're at school, you have a principal, you have a vice principal, you have all these people trying to keep you from, doing something in school, right? So now the
Yes.
parents had to become all of that
Hmm.
during COVID and their kids trying to do schoolwork. I don't know. I don't know. What do you see these kids as moving 20 years from now?
Yeah,
How do
and the
yeah,
young adults, they're going out, and this is where you're socializing, you're looking for that lifetime partner and so on, you're
yeah.
dating or whatever else, and you had to be dating over a computer, which,
Yeah.
let me tell you, is going to have severe effects for your socialization. So this thing went on for what, 2 years,
2,
3 years?
2. I'm gonna say 2 for school.
All right. This thing went on for 2 years, and nobody thought, this might have long term effects. But the studies are coming out right now, and it's showing that it has had detrimental effects for the human population, and it's going to be long term. And they don't know where that ends. I also think that during that time, people were taught to hate a little bit more. So, what that event in our history did was turn mother against son,
Mhm,
son against father.
mhm.
It turned everybody against each other. There were the vaxxers on one side, there were the anti-vaxxers on the other side, and everybody thought they were right, and everybody forgot that they were human beings.
Yeah, they did. They did.
Everybody forgot that they were human beings, and that you had people who were um and it turned into this giant political mess, which we're going to talk about as well. It turned into this giant political mess. If you were anti-vaxxer, you were a hoax person and so on. And if you were vaxxer, you were, that kind of go along sheep person. Okay.
Mhm,
Here's what I think. I think that everybody has autonomy over their own body. And
mhm.
don't tell me, well, they might make other people sick. Then stay away from them.
Yeah, yeah,
But what you don't do is try to force a needle into their arm. And a lot of people try to do that to their own relatives.
yeah, I did.
And the thing about it, even on the other side of the equation, the relatives try to stop other people from getting this injection in their arm. Both sides are wrong. Let everybody choose their own path.
That would have been very simple, wouldn't it have been?
Yeah, but we learned something about ourselves during that time.
We
We
did.
learned that we have no kind of autonomy. We
Uh-uh.
don't really believe that people should have autonomy over themselves and their bodies. We don't really believe that. It's nice to say it, but apparently, when a pandemic comes along, everybody must do what they need to do, right?
Mhm.
And I'm like, this was an evil time in our history. It showed that we did not learn anything from World War II. That's what it did. It showed
Mm.
us that we didn't learn anything from World War II. We are the same animal. At any point in time, another Hitler is going to rise, charismatic, and turn people against each other. Because what that pandemic did, it turned a lot of people against each other. And this truth bomb that I'm saying on social media right now, y'all know it in your hearts to be true.
Yeah. But can
We did,
we
we didn't learn.
We didn't learn, but did we? Because when you think of spiritual entropy and you think of the chaos and you think of like, when you're stuck on something, it could mean that we woke and I think a lot of people woke up
Mhm.
um during the pandemic and said, that's enough. Enough is enough.
Correct.
So I think that it's not all bad, but I think that it could be a shedding of old structures. I think people are starting to speak out more.
Yes, people are starting to speak up more. But remember, And we're going to talk about the second aspect because these two things tie into each other. The other set of statistics we have here for you is the advent of social media.
Yeah.
Remember that what we're saying here during that time was censored on social media.
Yes.
You couldn't say it.
Yes, you couldn't say it. Yeah.
You couldn't have a discussion about anything on social media. Instagram, Facebook, and all these other platforms was censoring you.
They
And
still
these,
are though, David. They still are.
well, yes, they are censoring, but not necessarily on this topic as much.
No.
And I think that this is what I mean by this was the most evil time in our present day history, right? Because when social media platforms decided to censor, what they were trying to do was silence people from being able to express their opinions, whether for or against. Okay. And if they agreed with one narrative, they're going to censor you one way, and if they didn't agree with the other narrative, they were going to censor you the other way. And then there were people who were still speaking out and getting punitive consequences because of it.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
So so I don't know. I think it was an evil time. It did tell us that we, as developed as we thought we were, we had the World War II, then we had the UN Declaration of Human Rights, and the Declaration of Human Rights, the UNDC, right?
Hmm.
Right. We had a it was a legal document, just so that we're clear that every nation on earth, if you're living in a developed nation or even a third world country, signed into law, into their own constitution. So a lot of constitutions of the different countries were derived from the UN Declaration of Human Rights. Now, because I did international law, I do know that all of these countries, it was a convention, which means that when you sign it, you agree that this is the precedent that you're going under to give people their human rights.
I didn't know about this.
Yep, that's what happened. And so now the UN Declaration of Human Rights had a number they had 19 articles when they started. And the last article was that no matter what laws you enacted in your country, it couldn't supersede the UN Declaration of Human Rights, the clauses that went before. Okay. And so when the COVID-19 pandemic happened, the legal problem that most of these countries have, they all colluded to deprive people of rights by enacting
Um,
something called a loophole called emergency orders, which are in
ah,
every constitution, which allows you, if there's an emergency, to lock down places. Okay. Now, I am not saying this because I'm an anti-vaxxer. I'm saying this because a lot of people don't know the international legal aspects of this thing.
yeah.
So all of these countries found a loophole in the UN Declaration of Human Rights, the convention which they signed, to simply remove the rights of individuals by issuing an emergency situation. But you see, this is a dangerous precedent that was set because it can be used at any time under any circumstances.
I did
Now,
not know this.
yeah, so like in the US, as an example, you'll have different levels of government and different checks and balances. If there is an emergency in the US, such as, I don't know, an invasion at your border, you can actually trigger an emergency situation where the courts cannot interfere in what the government does. Neither can the police.
What?
In third world countries, emergency orders means that you could institute something called a curfew, where people can't leave their house at a certain time, and you can determine what the curfew is. That is an emergency order. They enacted an emergency order for 2 years.
Oh.
And so the emergency powers of government were never meant in any country on earth to be utilized in this way. Everybody knows that. It was unprecedented times and it was not a good thing. Okay. A lot of people don't know these things, but I'm just going to give you a lesson in international law. When you're walking down the streets and you're thinking, I live in a free country, whatever else, you please take into consideration that your freedom is absolutely determined by the climate of what you're living in.
Mhm.
Okay, let me tell you something. If it snows too much where you are living, you have no rights. Okay, that can
Mm.
trigger an emergency order. If a plague breaks out where you're living, you have no rights. So please, when it is that, because Americans like to say, land of the brave, what was it?
Yeah, land of
Home
the
of the brave
free.
and land of the free, whatever.
Yeah.
Americans like to say that you have to take into consideration that is only dependent on things being okay. Because if things aren't okay, or somebody decides that things aren't okay, you're not free. And so, when we're talking about spiritual and psychological entropy, to get back to the topic, when you remove rights of a human being, you lock them up, you do whatever you want to do. What happens is that their psychological health declines.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
The spiritual aspect, however, is interesting to contemplate because everybody has a spiritual practice, whether they realize it or not. As long as you don't think you're the center of the universe, I'm not talking about the narcissists and
Mhm.
the serial killers out there. I'm talking to regular people. You do have a spiritual practice. You don't think that you're center. You think that there's something above you. Okay. You think that there's something connecting you to the human being.
Yeah.
Um, I was sitting down pontificating about this last evening, and then I'm thinking the difference in thinking between a drug addict and you, Amy, is a gaping wide chasm. Y'all can't talk to each other anymore, can y'all? I
Yeah.
mean, you'll be talking English, and he will be talking English, but y'all definitely cannot understand each other.
Right.
And so we've lost languaging skills in terms of being able to talk to each other. Okay. Uh,
Yeah.
and that is spiritual entropy because it means that if you can't communicate with somebody, you can't express common ideas or commonality, can you?
No, you can't. You
Which
can't.
means that we're not one species anymore. The human race is no longer one homogeneous sort of collective of humanity because we are broken
Right.
into many different factions, and the
Mhm.
factions are talking language that the other faction can't even understand.
Well, hmm, I was just trying to think of the drug addict and well, so is that could be why drug addicts, or whatever kind of addict you are,
Mhm.
because that could that mean as to why when they do try to get help, unless you were that type of addict, could you help someone? Only if I was going through, if I was a drug addict and now someone's trying to get help, I can kind of know what they've got that are going through, right? But if you were just to step into my office and let's do some CBT on your drug addiction. Well, I have no
I'm
idea.
going to quote a
I
song.
don't know.
I'm going to quote a
It doesn't
song
make.
here. I'm going to quote a song. Do you know Alice in Chains?
Oh, yeah, I think you played this song. I know you played
I'm
this.
going to quote this Alice in Chains
Yeah,
song for you. I
go
believe it
ahead.
was Dirt.
I know what you're
You
saying.
can't understand a user's mind, but
Yeah.
try with your books and degrees. If you let yourself go and open your mind, I'm sure you'll be doing it like me. That was a quote from Alice in Chains. Listen to me.
There you
That
go. That's what I was
that's
trying to
exactly
say.
what we're talking about here. You can't understand a user's mind with books and degrees. Both Amy and I are trained counselors.
Yeah.
Okay, I am not going to assume that I understand what a somebody who's hooked on meth, trank, or any of those
No.
drugs are going through, right? And the horrible thing about it, when you're trying to get somebody off of drugs, you have to somehow get them to understand that the reality that you're living in is better than the reality that the drugs is providing from them, right? And that is a difficult thing to do.
That would be very difficult.
Can you
That
imagine telling somebody who's on LSD who's having a party all by themselves
yeah.
that, oh, what you're doing is harmful and bad? And they're looking at you.
Like
Did you just have to pay your light bill, your your water bill, whatever else. Yeah, but you're thinking that you're happier than me? No, I'm really good right now. Okay.
Yes,
And so
right. Although that's temporary, right? It's temporary.
it's temporary until the next fix, obviously.
Yeah.
This is
So
why spiritual entropy is going downhill, because that man who has the drug problem is in a different reality to you. And if you use the word apple, apple to you means something completely different than what apple means to him.
yeah.
What joy means to you is completely different from what joy means to him. What comfort means to you is completely different from what comfort means to me. And it's the
Oh,
same word you're using.
yeah. Remember the story I told you about when I was in Philadelphia and I saw in early morning time
Hmm.
this woman had a needle stuck. She was laying on the sidewalk and had a needle stuck in her stomach, and she was so out of it. And my husband and I are walking by, and I'm like, I got chills, like, oh my God, I want to help this woman.
No, no, she doesn't.
I
She
know
doesn't
she
want.
doesn't. I know, but my heart was like, we got to do something. And my husband was like, no, we can't do anything about it. We can't do anything. And she looked like she was pregnant too, by the way.
Which is the next thing, because even when you have a discussion from somebody who's pragmatic to somebody who's not pragmatic, your reaction was to help that woman. She
Yeah.
needs help from a health perspective. She's lying on the street with a needle sticking out of her stomach.
Yeah.
She needs help. The pragmatic husband thing is that you getting into that situation there could be
I
a
know.
lot more than you bargained for.
Exactly. But do you see how the heart just what can we do? This is my problem, David.
Yeah.
That to help people. Like I want to help people, but you know,
Well, Amy,
I
one
don't.
of the things that you have to understand is that your understanding of the word help
Yeah.
may be different than the people's understanding of the word help. You want to help me? Give me $5. Let me get my next fix.
I know.
Okay?
I
All
know.
right? Like it might be different from the pragmatic person's point of view, health. If you work in addictions and counseling, you learn very early, right, that if people do not want to be helped, there is nothing you
You
can do
can
about
do.
it.
I know. I know that. I know that. I know that. But she was laying on the sidewalk and it's like,
Your heart goes out to her. That would be the spiritual part of you. Now, here's where the entropy comes. If you see that enough times, it becomes a numbing effect for you.
mm,
And then you don't feel anything anymore when
mm,
you walk past these people. And that is spiritual entropy. When you have reached the stage where everything starts to decline. So now that person is apart from you. You see them lying on the ground with a needle in their stomach, and you don't feel anything.
why has it come to this though? I remember back in the day, my dad would help tons of people. I'd even would don't don't get upset with me, but I would even pick up hitchhikers with a group. There were other people in the car with me. But it's a small town, right?
I'm glad that you gave me the disclaimer.
Yeah,
Don't get
I know.
upset with me.
Don't
You're
get
picking
upset
up
with
high.
me,
You're
David.
picking up high hitchhikers.
But
Okay,
he
all right.
he just didn't. It was a young kid like my age. It's like, "Oh, I need a ride to the, whatever." So, I mean, I wasn't by myself, by the way. No.
Okay, good.
It was with friends and stuff. But I'm talking that. Like I saw my dad do this type of work with people.
Hmm.
And why I'm sure it's being done now. I'm sure it's being done now. I guess people are a little more what? A little more
Cautious,
cautious. Yeah, cautious would
a
be
little
the
bit more
word.
wary, a little bit more
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, because we've seen the decline, right? The decline
Well,
from
it took a couple of people disappearing and being found years later for them to realize that probably this is a bad idea. But what it has done is effectively created spiritual entropy, where we see somebody on the road stranded, their
mhm,
car is stranded, it may be even a family, and you
mhm.
not stopping. You ain't stopping to pick that person up. We ain't stopping to change your flat tire. We're not stopping to give you any advice or anything like that. Just drive by, just accelerate, and hope they don't see that a car just passed them, right? But I'm saying that spiritual
Right.
entropy is concomitant with a decline in your psychological state. Because if you walk by somebody on the street with a needle sticking out of their stomach, then you have declined in your mental state. You have become a little bit colder,
Yeah.
and your compassion is going out the window, which can't be good for your mental state, because it means that when you see people and you require compassion, it's very difficult to trigger an emotion that you are shutting down.
Exactly. That's my question. I don't want to shut that part down.
Oh, Amy, well, you staying home then? You're going to stay home?
I know.
You see,
I
this which brings us to the next issue. I want to read you another set of statistics,
Okay.
and they concern social media. The first set of statistics, increased anxiety and depression linked to social media use. A study published in the Journal of the American Medical Association Psychiatry found that individuals who spent more than 3 hours a day on social media were more likely to report mental health issues, including anxiety and depression, compared to those who used social media less frequently. I'm going to read that again. I need to read that
Yeah,
statistic.
read that
For those
again.
of you who are watching this broadcast, I'm going to read this again.
Yeah.
A study published in the journal, that's the American Medical Association Psychiatry Journal, found that individuals who spend more than 3 hours a day on social media were more likely to report mental health issues, including anxiety and depression, compared to those who used social media less frequently. All right. For those of you who want the citation, you could look at AMA. I believe it's the issue is 75. The pages are 576 to 579. You could read that on your own time.
Hmm.
The second set of statistics I have for you. Research conducted by the Royal Society for Public Health revealed that social media platforms like Instagram and Facebook are linked to increased feelings of inadequacy and anxiety due to social comparison, with 1 in 3 adults reporting that they feel worse about their own lives after browsing social media.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All right. For those of you who need the citation for that, that's the Royal Society for Public Health 2017. Status of Mind is the article. You guys can go check that out. All right. The
Mm-hmm.
third statistic and the final one that I have for you, according to a study published in Cyber Psychology, Behavior, and Social Networking, individuals who experienced cyberbullying reported higher levels of depression and anxiety than those who did not. These statistics underscores the detrimental effects of negative interactions on social media platforms. Okay, that is the cyber psychology, behavior, and social networking. That would be the issue is the 21st issue. The pages are 351 to 359. Okay. Wow,
Wow.
social media. Let's talk about that for a moment. Okay.
Yeah.
When social media first started, it was a way to get back in touch with your old high school buddies, your friends from school, relatives that lived way across the world. You would share pictures and so on. It's like having a photo album, messaging system, and so on. And it brought the world closer together. Small problem. The world is a lot uglier when it's closer together. Enter the social media influencer, which we've talked about before.
Yeah.
Enter the people spreading fake information on social media. We've
Yes.
spoken about that before. Enter these social contagions that are the pranksters on YouTube and so on. Enter these people, the cyber bullies. Enter politics into social media. The world has become very, very ugly very, very quickly because of social media.
Yeah. And the trolls. And the paid trolls. Some of them are paid to troll.
And the mechanical bot trolls as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if you think some of the negative comments that you see underneath, and this is the thing, guys, if you are on social media, first of all, here's my advice to you guys. The first piece of advice I'm going to give you is don't believe anything you see on social media at
Mm-mm.
all. We're living in the world of AI. You don't even know if this is David speaking to you. It could be my AI clone. And trust me, I work within the fields of AI. The statistics that we pulled up, and AI went and looked for them for me. Okay? Nothing that you see on social media is real. It's just ugly stuff trying to get you engaged.
Yep.
That's the first thing I want to say to you. The second thing, especially when it is that you're dealing with trying to find information about health concerns.
Hmm.
Let's say you have you have a ailment or something, and you're trying to find information. Don't use social media, and definitely do not use Google to get that information. Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing, if you are watching a YouTube video, an Instagram reel, and so on, don't go to the comments. You get to see how ugly the world is inside the comments.
Hmm. Hmm.
It is not good for your mental health. The third thing that I would have to say is limit your exposure to social media. Find people that you resonate with on social media and only follow them.
Hmm.
The problem is that Instagram and Facebook, what they have done is force you to be exposed to some of the most nasty, horrible things. So you can't say, I only want to see commentary from, I don't know, OP or Liv Wheeler or
Hmm.
whatever the case may be. I only want to see that in my feed. They make sure that you are exposed to everybody,
Yeah, they do.
the
They
good,
do.
the bad, and the ugly.
They do. Mm.
So what are we gonna do here, guys? Because honestly speaking, there is a social media is the worst kind of poison that there is. The poisoning of the mind is the poisoning of the spirit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And your phone can tell you when you've had too much.
Yeah, you mean the notification that you receive at the end of the week
Yeah. Or that
from
you could.
from the Apple iPad or the Apple phone?
Yes.
Yes, your screen time has been 3 hours this week or 6 hours
Yes.
this week.
Yeah.
People are racking up right like 10 to 12 hours a week, right?
I know.
That's a full work day.
Probably more. Probably more. I don't know. I don't know. We didn't grow up with this, so um it's more of the younger generation types, but that's not even true. It could be anybody. It
But
could
Amy,
be.
there's another aspect to this. If you have a business, you need
Yeah.
to be on social media if you
Yeah.
want your business to grow.
Exactly.
No problem. As soon as you enter social media, the poison is right there waiting for you.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do about it, right? But I have found ways around it, guys. If you would just follow me here, I'm going to take you through how to detoxify your life in terms of social media. Now, Instagram and Facebook, there's very little that you can do about it, but you can influence your algorithms in YouTube by going to your profile, going to your watch history, and then there are you know what, I wanted to do this on actual here, but you could go into your watch history
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
you can determine what to do. What you can also do is also delete all your watched videos so that the algorithm changes over time.
Didn't know that.
Yes, because you watch videos, so watch what the algorithm is going to do is try to send you down an evil dark road, right? Let's say I like Jordan sneakers,
Yeah.
like something inane like that. Okay, and I watch a thing about Michael Jordan. They're tracking what you are actually doing, determining the algorithm, and they have found a formula for human beings. And I want to say this to you guys: the formula for human beings is to make sure that you are engaged negatively. It's not positive engagement. There is nobody out there that has a positive social media feed. They are trying to drag you into political discussions. They are trying to drag you into health discussions and adversarial discussions where there is a for or against. And then that's how people get addicted because they want to see their side win. It's like gambling.
Mm,
And so you want to try to influence that algorithm as much as possible. Keep deleting your watch history
mm.
so that the algorithm gets a little bit confused.
Got
Because
it.
the other part of it is that they're trying to sell you stuff because other people pay them to bend your mind.
Yeah.
Everybody who's giving Facebook and Instagram and these people dollars, they are complicit in toxifying the world. And I'm saying that on their platforms, and I do not care. You are complicit in toxifying the world. And I'll tell you how that works. When you pay them money, and I'm just going to give you the high level view because I do work in tech, so I could tell you what is happening. What is happening is that there's something called an algorithm. An algorithm is a way of doing things in like a modus operandi for a machine.
Yeah.
What it does, it takes your tastes. Amy, all right, so just give me some things that you like. Let's say cooking,
Exercise. Exercise.
exercise.
Yeah.
It takes your taste.
Yeah.
It realizes that you like exercise. It realizes that you watching a video of one person exercising is not going to get you addicted. So what we're going to do is mix it up. So let's say you like Mr. X exercising videos.
Mm-hmm.
Then next thing that's going to come up in your feed is somebody criticizing Mr. X's exercise videos and saying that they're garbage. But you like
Oh.
Mr. X. But you're going to click because you're curious on Mr. Y's trashing Mr. X's videos. So you click on it, and Mr. Y is saying, "Oh, Mr. X is so full of bullshit," and so on. And you know what? He has like he was convicted of this of I don't know jaywalking back in 2016 or whatever the case may be, right? And he doesn't know anything about exercises. I know about exercising because I have a degree from MIT, right? Or
Supposedly.
whatever the hell it
Yeah.
is. So now an adversarial situation is set up between Mr. X and Y, right? The next
Mm-hmm.
thing that you're going to see in your feed is Mr. X responding to what Mr. Y said.
Mm.
So you like Mr. X, so you're going to click on the video. You click on the video, Mr. X is saying, no, what he's saying is absolutely untrue, whatever the case may be, and Mr. X is defending himself. Now you are invested
Yeah.
because you like Mr. X. You're invested. And so this is how they poison people. It is disgusting. So now you're invested. You keep coming back to see what's going on between Mr. X and Mr. Y. And now you have an adversarial setup whereby you keep clicking on the videos and so on, and then you going down that rabbit hole, and that is what they're doing to people. But you see, in the event that you set up an adversarial situation, people learn to be adversarial because of it. Your mind learns adversarial conflict, and you can't get out of it.
Okay, but wait a minute. See, critical thinking has to come in play.
Oh, I'm sorry. What critical thinking? We're talking about mass hypnosis. You're a hypnotherapist. You know that once you bypass the rational mind, you're dealing with the subconscious. People want to see Mr. X succeed, and Mr. Y is the big meanie, and so on, right? So you want to see the end of it, right? It's like a soap opera to them. Soap operas were highly addictive to the generation before us, specifically because people wanted to see the outcome of adversarial situations.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
The Bold and the Beautiful. What is
Yes.
the other one?
Young and the Restless.
The thing with the
Young.
hourglass. Days of
Yes.
Our Lives,
Days of Our
right?
Lives.
People wanted to see the outcome of adversarial situations, and that's why they were addictive. And I'm like, it's disgusting. It really
It's
is
disgusting.
because it teaches people that's what life is like.
Okay, please tell us how to remove the history. I know how to do it on YouTube, but how do you do it on Instagram and Facebook?
Well, they made it very difficult for if you have Facebook or Instagram, you will notice that it's becoming more and more difficult to navigate it. It's because they don't want you messing with their settings.
What?
Yeah. So like if you are a business owner and you have Facebook and you're trying to do anything on Facebook,
Mhm.
you're gonna have to hire somebody like me to help you because you know what? You can't go through the million and one settings. You can't even add somebody to your account as an administrator
Right.
without delving into a whole mass of settings, and they keep moving it around to make sure that you are confused. It's evil. It is
Oh,
modern day evil. It is evil, evil, evil. You need to be able to call evil out as it is. I don't care whether we be streaming to their platforms. These platforms are evil.
yeah, they are.
And
I
so
agree.
this is how they get people addicted. And this is what their business model is. Now, the question I have for you, Amy, what is the difference between them and your drug dealer down at the side of the market selling people poison for their bodies?
Nothing.
There's
Nothing.
no
Nothing.
difference.
No,
And
nothing.
all of you who are listening to this, at least 90% of y'all are drug addicts to social media.
Hmm.
And I hate to have to say this. So the next time you're walking down your street and you see your drug addict person lying down and so on, think, oh, it's so unfortunate. I hope I never get there. You're already there. You're already there.
Yes. Imagine this, David. Imagine the people that are addicted to the social media.
Uh-huh.
Imagine that the Wi-Fi went down around the world. No internet, nothing. I I think that there
Man,
would be
we're talking about spiritual and psychological
like
entropy.
that
I think that would be the
chaos,
best thing that ever happened to the world and the worst thing that ever happened.
right? Right?
Because
What chaos, mayhem, everything. People would go out.
have you ever seen the pictures of people getting the videos of people getting arrested and the cops saying we gotta take your phone, and they're adding another felony charge because they can't be separated from the phone?
Yeah,
It's my phone, it's my life, my phone. And
I know.
it's a it's a it's a device. That's what it is. It's just a device.
So let's give people something to do for a day. See if they can even do it for a day. Turn your phone off for a whole day.
I'm quite sure they can't.
Try it.
I go to the gym in the morning. I want to show you how bad this is. Now I go to the gym in the morning at 4 o'clock in the morning, Amy.
Yeah.
Mainly to avoid people, but I go at 4 o'clock in the morning. You know what an elliptical is? It's like
Yeah.
a treadmill, except the steps go up and
Yeah.
around, right?
Yeah.
You know that there are people who have developed the ability to take both hands off of an elliptical,
No.
hold their phone in front of them, and be messaging while you're on a lip. Do you know how hard that is? It's kind of like the clown at the circus. That requires a new level of skill that I have seen people doing that stuff. And I'm like, my man, you developed a whole new level of balance and skill set just so that you can be on your phone. The addictive nature of these devices is insane. People will do anything to be connected to social media. This is the new connection. It used to be, there was a family gathering, there was a neighborhood gathering. We're having a barbecue.
Uh,
Everybody's invited. Let's go. And that's the connection.
yeah. Yeah. We need to get
The
back to that.
barbecue is inside the phone now.
We need to get back to American Pie.
Here are my tips for detoxifying yourself and coming back from spiritual and psychological entropy. Your phone is poisoning you. I'm going to repeat that 3 times for the people in the back. Your phone is poisoning you. Your phone is absolutely poisoning you. Okay? Every time you turn on social media and you have Mr. X and Y fighting,
Hmm.
that's poison. Okay? Stop looking at people in adversarial situations.
Mm.
You come into a gym or an environment, you might be wearing LA Gear Fitness. Someone else is wearing Nike. Well,
Mhm.
one of us must obviously be more hot and more um, fancy than the other.
Yeah.
Somebody must be more fancy. We can't both be equally fancy and hot. Somebody has to be more hot than the other, right? Amy, you chose the purple background. I chose the natural background. One of us has to be more hot than the other. So you know what? It obviously can't be you. So it has to be me. So LA Fitness is where it's at, right? And this is basically stop doing that nonsense. It is social comparison. It makes you look stupid. It makes you act even more stupid.
Yeah.
Honestly, that would be my second tip. My third tip is check yourself. Sit
Yeah.
down in silence.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you imagine walking into the gym tomorrow? There's no TVs. You have to put your phone in lockdown,
Amy,
and
I'm gonna make a complaint.
and there's no music in the gym. What would people do?
I'm going to make a complaint on social media to the gym that I go to. And you guys follow me, so I'm quite sure that you guys are going to see this. Y'all put 18 TVs
I
in a row over the cardio section.
Yes, they do.
You put 18 TVs in a row on the cardio section. There are 18 TVs in the gym altogether. And so no matter where I turn, no matter what cardio machine that I go on, I am faced with the news. You really think I want to see rioters in the US at
Mm-mm.
4 o'clock in the morning?
No.
Seriously, the
No.
owners of the gym that I go to.
You need a Zen room where you could just go in and just
No, there is no. The Zen room has a TV in it. Oh,
No!
oh, Jesus! And it's playing news at 4 o'clock in the morning. So I'm like, look, and it's becoming harder to avoid
Oh,
toxicity
that's why I don't go to the gym anymore. I didn't
because
like that. I didn't
listen,
like that.
I used to go to the gym in Barbados.
Yeah.
That was the best time of my life. Okay, I don't know whether the gym didn't have resources or whatever else, but there were no TVs inside there. And if you wanted to block out people from your consciousness, you just put in your
Yes.
earbuds and
Yes.
done.
Done.
Okay, I came to North America and I am looking everywhere, and there's a screen everywhere filling me up with poison with news about the US because apparently the US is the only place that generates news. I mean, like, seriously, like, in a world
Mhm.
of 8 billion people, I am watching riots in Portland and riots in what's Chicago at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, this is not healthy. So you can't exactly close your eyes while you're on a treadmill, right?
I
It's
was
probably not good for your health, right?
I was
So
gonna ask you if you close your eyes when you're running.
no, you can't close your eyes when you're on a treadmill. It's bad form and
I
practice,
know.
and let me
I
tell
know.
you, you're gonna end up on the floor, right? And I'm
Yeah.
like, I can't escape this nonsense. I turn on my radio when I leave the gym, right? The radio in the car. I'm like, because you want to leave your phone home because you want to escape the phone. So normally speaking, you get into the car, the phone Bluetooths to the car, you got your music and
Oh,
you're good, right? Yeah, no, because even the music poisonous. So you get into the car, right, and you turn on the radio, right? It's 4 o'clock in the morning. It's like minus stupid out here, right? So it's like you want to drive to the gym, you want to wake up, you want to wake up. Give me some music. No, I don't get music. At 4 o'clock in the morning, I have to hear about the horrible stuff that's happening in the world.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Okay, I have to hear that there was a game somewhere around here and a fight broke out. I have to hear these things at 4 o'clock in the morning. There is no escaping poison anymore. They've made sure that the radio stations, you turn on the radio in your
Mhm.
car, right? Because you
Mhm.
want to escape your phone. You want to, like, I switched all the notifications off on my phone.
You what?
I switched all the
Oh, switch.
notifications off. So for those of you
Oh,
who are
yeah.
watching this broadcast and cursing me, David, why don't you answer me? It's because I don't get the notifications anymore. Okay? I switched all the notifications off on my phone. So there may be a backlog, so I have to keep going and check and so on to avoid to reduce the toxicity. These are the things that you can do. Switch off the notifications on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like find some inane radio station. I don't care if you have to listen to classical music while in your car, okay? You find some inane radio station. Or what I have done is now I went to buy an Apple iPod
Yeah.
and I Bluetooth the iPod to the car
Oh, yeah.
so that I could avoid the notifications, and I've taken it off airplane mode and I could leave my phone at home.
Yeah.
But that was a strategy that I worked to get from my house to the gym without encountering horrible crap on my airwaves. Okay, then I get into the gym, you put in your music so that you can avoid the horrible crap of people arguing around you and energy blasting you, because spiritual and psychological entropy is like a disease. When you are in decline, you're dragging other people down with you.
Yeah. Yeah. We got to keep the spirits up as hard as it may be, right?
Yes, but remember that we're talking different languages. Your keeping the spirits up might be different from my keeping the spirits up. And my keeping the spirits up
What?
might be like getting some weed or literally spirits to drink. You see, these are the things that make life complicated.
But I know that you don't do any of that, so.
Yeah, but when we're talking about keeping the spirits up, we're talking about humor, laughter,
Yeah.
human connection, and those kinds of things.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
we
I
are.
think that we're talking different languages with different people nowadays, and I don't know what to say.
I don't.
I don't know what to say. We are in spiritual and psychological entropy, guys, and the best way to go about returning the world to some semblance of sanity is to simply stop doing the things that you are doing to poison yourself.
Yeah, I think that just try the experiment. Like experiment and see what happens to your mental. What happens when you turn the phone off for a day?
You know, Amy, we're going to have to do this in two sections because let's talk about biological entropy as well. Right?
Biological.
Let's talk about the physical entropy as well. I'm
Mhm.
going to tell y'all something that has happened in Canada that is very interesting. Um, McDonald's, you know McDonald's?
Yeah.
McDonald's has started selling McVeggie burgers,
Uh,
and they're only $6 apparently with the fries and stuff. So McDonald's realized that people are getting healthier, okay, due to the fact that they can't afford the medical bills, so they decided to try to go and exercise and so on. So, oh, really? Well, we have a healthy option for you: mug veggies with fries.
you gonna try them? Hmm.
All right, people, we're gonna have to do this episode
Yeah.
in two sections because honestly, mug veggie with fries, e- like
That's
sometimes things have me speechless, right?
yeah, they need
Because people are
fries,
looking for a healthy option in
right?
their minds.
Fries are not healthy, guys.
Obviously,
Fries.
McDonald's McVeggie fries is the healthy option, so I'm gonna buy the McVeggie fries. Oh Jesus!
Why don't they just do a fruit cup and a McVeggie?
What fruit cup? No, you're not getting no fruit cup. Oh my God, Jesus!
A salad. How about a salad on the side instead
How
of
about
fries?
a fruit cup with fries? Listen, it is so. I I sometimes sit down. The health trends that are happening right now, people trying to get people to healthier options, which are not healthy options, it's making them worse. Okay,
Oh gosh, it is.
you can imagine
It's been.
you're looking at people and saying, "Well, I'm vegetarian now." Really? But I saw you at McDonald's. No, I had the McVeggie with fries.
And the milkshake. I don't know. Who knows? Oh
Listen,
god, with a soda. Yeah, that with the soda.
McVeggie with fries, and it came with a free drink, and it was a soda. I mean, look. Oh my God! Oh my God! No, this is the next episode that it's gonna be a biological entropy.
Okay.
All
That
right.
sounds good.
All right. So, guys, let's do a bit of a promotion
Yeah.
for people who are out there. I want to do a promotion for the following people who watch our show. First of all, there is OP is opening up a community really soon. OP Psychic Medium from Manitoba. She's opening up a community very soon, and we are very excited to see that.
Uh-huh.
Um, Liv Wheeler is having priestess training, I believe.
Yes, in November.
In November, she is.
Uh-huh.
Check out Liv Wheeler. I believe her
Earth.
Instagram handle is at Earth Amulets.
Oh, earthsamulet.com.
That's amulet.com.
.com.
Beneath, you see our promotions. We have a store where you can buy software at for those of you who are on Instagram and Facebook and all these other platforms and so on, looking for cheap ways to stop, platforms from stealing your money.
Yes.
You can check
Yes.
out our software store on easy terms. We have pay as you go plans as opposed to you trying to throw money at us monthly at shop.onexa.com. If
Yeah.
you are looking for training, if you're looking for becoming a yoga teacher or whatever else, we have a store that gives you the cheapest prices that you're going to find anywhere
Yeah.
at shop.oursensia.org.
And
And finally, if you are an esoterically minded person, check out Mage of Metals. That is Amy's daughter, and
yes.
yes, Amy has an extremely talented daughter. And I'm not saying that just because she's Amy's daughter. You guys got
No.
to check this out.
Check it
She
out.
she has a skill set that is unearthly. Is the only way to describe that. So,
Yeah.
guys, you guys can check that out. Other than that, any other announcements, Amy?
No other announcements, but check out Universal Citizen TV, community.universalcitizentv.com.
So maybe you should say that again. It's
Com-
https
yes.
community.universalcitizentv.com. All
Yes.
right.
Join our community, guys. Join our community.
All
We are
right,
building it. All right. Until next
guys.
time,
Keep it unscripted,
keep it
guys. Keep it
unscripted.
unscripted.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.